Clans. Fed Scouts.
Copy that first line.
Well, he puts a little like,
Right.
the acronym. What can I think of that? Why didn't you do it? Did I do it?
Good job, Sharon.
Beta 1.26.
Oh shit.
Holy shit.
I had to do it the long way.
Second time someone
I finally got it. Yeah.
where did we do the p-value?
Alright guys, so we already talked about the first step here. Right? Here's the check to see if we can use z-scores. Yes. It's greater than 5 both cases, so it's good.
I'll just wait for you.
Now on 0.05 one-tail test. I don't know it's a one-tail test because H1 to show evidence for it, I just care about that one side. If I get over there, then I'm screwed. I just need to be over there. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's one way to look at it. How many tail tests is, how many places can I be and not be screwed for H1? Well, H1 is only not screwed when it's down here. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, we have it.
So what's z-score for one tail 0.05? What's the z-score? Did you guys, anybody get that z-score?
Oh, 1.645. We're still discussing amongst ourselves.
I understand. So if
Yeah, you have to
z
square.
star less
No,
than
because there's
that,
no one side.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on one side.
So one says only yellow, you should know it's used.
yes ma'am.
Why? Do you have it as a left tail?
It's less than.
Yeah, this is less than.
So it has to be less than 9.
So it does, okay.
The only way to show evidence for H1 is to get a sample that is below the supposed middle. Because I want P to be less than 0.2. Yes?
Why are you looking at H1 if the claim is the H?
So the claim is not what sets up the rejection region. H1 is. H1 is the only thing up here that I can show evidence for. I don't care how perfect, I don't care if I take a sample and get exactly 0.2. That is not evidence that it's 0.2. It isn't. Because it's just a sample. But a sample can show evidence that it isn't equal to something else if it's far enough away from that. So in this case, this is beautiful. This is one reason why I want to do this problem is, do you want to make it into the rejection region the way this is written? Do you want to get out there? Do you want to make it into the rejection region? Reading this as if we feel that. At least 20%. So if we make it in the rejection region, that means that the null is rejected. But that's what we think. So in this case, we hope to God that we don't end up in the rejection region. You guys? I love you guys so much. So if I make it in the rejection region, that means the null is rejected, right? If my claim is the null, what am I hoping? I'm hoping to God that I don't make it into the rejection region. I want my claim to be true, right? Okay, so The claim gets things rolling. I only care about the claim at the very beginning and at the very end. Right? But once it gets things rolling, this sets up the rejection region, so forth. The test only does this one thing. It can only show evidence for this or against this. It can reject this or fail to reject that. That's what it could do. That's all it ever does. It has no idea which one of these we're hoping for. It doesn't give a shit, right? It can either find something far enough away that shows this looks to be true, or it doesn't, and it fails to show that this looks to be true. That's all it does. In this problem, we happen to be hoping that this is shown to not be true. We don't want to support this. I love you guys so much. So let go of that. That's beautiful. The claim gets things rolling, and then you forget about it until the very end when you have to write your conclusion. The test takes that input and just rolls with it. That's why the rejection region is always set up according to what this guy says. This is the only thing that I can show evidence for. So that's why it sets up where the rejection region is. Okay. All right, here we go. So what about finding Z star? What's N? 996. What's X? 180. What's P hat?
183 over 996.
Yeah, 183 over 996, which is 184. It sounds right. So then Z star is our data, 0.184, minus the supposed 0.2. Divided by square root. Now here's where people make a mistake and they put 0.184 and bullshit. What goes down in here? Yeah, 0.2 times 0.8 divided by
996.
996. I love it. So I wrote it in case you have the older software in the calculator. That's what I got.
Yes.
Negative 1.26. I like that because it's like, yes, that's what you got.
Yes, I
I
did.
see it on your calculator. Did you guys get that? If you're playing along with the calculator? Okay. What's the p-value? This is a two-tailed test? No, so it's just straight up what you see when you look up and you find the area that this makes.
Wait, 896.
1038.
0.0,
1038.
0.1038, that sounds about right. And negative 1.26, yeah. So the p-value should almost always be below 50%. Some guys might realize if it was above 50%, I shouldn't have done the test in the first place. So tell me this, if this is less than 0.2, and I take a sample and I get 0.28, am I going to do any of this shit? Is 0.28 ever going to be evidence that it's less than 0.2? No. So that's the only way the p-value would be greater than 50% is if you're kind of silly and did the whole test anyway. That's crazy. Maybe. So that's my p-value. Either way you look at it, what's true? What did we just figure out? Did we reject or fail to reject? Yeah, we failed again. We suck. So we did not make it far enough. The p-value is too big. It's just too big. 0.1038 is bigger than 0.05. No good. So then we fail to reject the null. Fail to support the high. So again, how do we write that conclusion? We have not found. And again, the claim is the HO. So I want to use this language here. We have not found sufficient evidence to reject the claim. Not found sufficient evidence to reject the claim that, and they just copy, like you always desperately want to, reject the claim that at least 20% of Americans opposed OWS. You guys remember that Occupy Wall Street business?
Yeah,
Yes?
I am the 1%.
I am the 99%. Okay. All right. I think that's plenty. I think that you probably feel the same way. So by the way, on Monday I'm going to have the practice test because
Wednesday's the test? Oh.
that would be so evil.
What's that
Wow,
mean?
that was really fast.
The test is the following Monday, if I remember correctly. Don't worry, that's the one that's due. You gotta remember to take that second round.
I was like, wow.
Okay.
Damn, that was really fast.
Oh yeah.